everybody, this is Snarist, and welcome back to my DMC3 hard difficulty walkthrough with no upgrades, no items, and playing on yellow mode and using Dante. And it's the beginning of a new day, and I have no idea what happened the other night, but I just ended up falling asleep, and now it's a new day, and so everyone in the house is up and about, and I don't know how it's going to come out or what the volume's going to be like, but if there is any background noises just here and there, I do apologise. But thankfully this room is really good, able to have the audio bounce off the walls, and there's not too much of an echo going about. So now back to the commentary with a fresh mind. I don't know what it is about me and energy drinks, but I just can't, unless I'm working, I can't put it to good use. And a bit more to talk about in regards to Devil May Cry related stuff, but for the time being, this is mission 5. And at the beginning here, we're introduced to the gargoyles, and they're a very annoying enemy, especially with no upgrades, because you can't stinger towards them and get right up in their face. But after they're over and done with, you've got the Jester boss fight. And now how to beat Jester is you need to keep shooting with Ebony and Ivory as he does his little dance there, and then he'll teleport to somewhere else, and he's weak especially to the Cerberus nunchucks. So you want to just keep that up. When he does this, where he sends slow rotating orbs that spin around in 3 directions, you've got to time where the orbs are going to land. So if it goes towards where you are, just roll to the side. Wait for it to reset, so that if you're doing a move that, like say the revolver with Cerberus, it'll spin you up into the air and it can put you at risk. Now with no stinger, that's obviously a problem here because you can't close the distance to get some extra damage on. But this is a very easy boss. Basically, unless he's doing those 3 spinning orbs, for every other orb, you need to just move around. With this, where he's sending them bouncing all over the place, keep a respectable distance away from him, don't go near the edge. I found that it causes more problems because it ended up bouncing off of it, and it was very sloppy of me right there. I should have been side rolling a lot more. So now we move on to the next part. Just keep smacking away at him. If he does the attack where he sends just one singular portal like this, if you jump up into the air, you can trick him into sending them flying into the air and completely missing you. So what I did then was a bit more risky, but you could just as easily jump up into the air and trick him into sending the balls flowing towards the air and going over your head, and you can just stay on the ground for a couple of turns and you'll be alright. So on the odd chance that you're playing this on the PS2 version, on the odd chance, Jester isn't actually a boss fight in the game, so you don't have to worry about fighting him. I think for the most part it's a fine addition as far as the HD collection goes, but just a little unnecessary. For the other Jester boss fights, it's a little tricky because he starts doing all sorts of weird new moves, and it does get a little annoying, but it's not so bad. Just drop down to the ground there, use the jump pad, and when Dante starts falling, move towards the wall. That way you can end up on one of the lower floors, and you can run up the stairs if you want, but this is just faster to do that, if you can get the timing right. Pick up the Vajra, I want to say it's called. And see, I'm just killing these enemies in the hopes that they'll drop some green orbs. There we go. But otherwise, unless you get green orbs from off of it, there's really no point in fighting enemies if you don't have to. Especially with this challenge run here. So you're going to go put the Vajra into the gear, and then you're going to pick up the Soul of Steel, which we're going to use to cross over that gap we fell down in the previous mission. And then we'll have to go up the elevator where demons are trying to weigh it down, trying to get you to fall back down. And then it'll be the Agni Rudra boss fight, which is another very tricky part, pretty early on, because my Royalguard I don't think got to level 2, but I still used it anyway just so I could get it to level 2. I'll need a bit of a refresher just in case. And I don't know about you guys, but of all the Devil May Cry games that I've played, and of all my weapons, Beowulf in DMC3 definitely is up there. And sure, Balrog's got a lot of moves in DMC5 and everything, but there's just something about Beowulf and DMC3 that really just hits home for me. And while Rebellion definitely is good in the other games too, it just sounds really meaty in this one. It sounds like it hits way harder. If I had to give it some real thought, I'd say it's probably Beowulf from DMC3. I definitely think it's my favourite of the Devil Arms. Like, sure, you got all the others that were really good, but none of them just feel as good. Like Rebellion and Beowulf from DMC3, absolutely. It's just that in the newer games, they move towards a bit more realistic in terms of graphics, and when it comes to how the weapons sound, sure, they have a lot of moves, but they don't sound very meaty, they don't sound very good. But, I'm kind of excited to actually go back and revisit some other DMC content. It'll mainly be 5, because I'm quite surprised to see, when you look at the stats, that less than 1% of people, despite the millions of players that have put a lot of time into DMC5, almost none of them have actually managed to achieve the S rank for all difficulties. And I guess I'm not surprised, and I did have to cheat in a couple of them by using Dante's Faust hat during his missions, but I'm already going through a lot of pain by going back and wanting to replay all that, because I haven't done that in years. Like, I did it within the first year of it releasing, and I haven't properly played DMC5 for maybe like 5 years or even 4. Like, sure, I'll be back to it every once in a while, but I just found myself getting bored. It didn't quite have the replay value that I think DMC3 does. But I'm quite excited to go back and try it again. And there'll be a lot of content to cover, especially if I do it not only for the main cast, being Dante, V and Nero, but for Virgil as well. By the way, in this section here, if you can, keep your aimer up with the lock on, and you can use a shotgun just to blast them off. It's a lot easier than just attacking normally, because they'll be blocking a lot more often on this section, so it'll be a lot harder for you to knock it off. If you do find yourself in that position, just attack a different enemy, or stand near their edge, and wait for them to open up themselves to attack, and then start attacking them. And the final hit for Rebellion should knock them away and off balance. So the Agni Rudra boss fight, right now, they're going to run towards the other side and they're going to come one at a time. You just jump upwards. You can jump backwards as well, because I've also found that sometimes even just jumping straight up is a little bit awkward. And this boss fight can go either way, because Revolver is the most safe move to get the parry on these attacks. If you're attacking one of the brothers and they're on the ground and the other one tries to hit you in the back, just jump up and avoid it. Because the Revolver, the timing on the parry for it all just doesn't really work out the best. And I would have liked to have had it Royalguard level 2, so that when it comes to, I think Rudra is the blue one. When it comes to Rudra, he does a swiping attack upwards for all his attacks, or at least most of his attacks. And so you can get the parry on that by jumping up and using Royalguard. And when they both run away, and they come running towards you, if you keep your distance, then they'll jump down on top of you. And when that happens, you can get the air guard pretty easily. But what they're doing right now, if you stay too close to them when they're running, they'll just do a swipe instead of a running jump. If any of them get interrupted, instead of doing the running swipe towards you, they'll just end up hitting you by jumping up into the air on a delay, so they're going to finish their moves no matter what. And what you just saw then is, every once in a while you'll see Agni Rudra do a jump attack, and when they do these, you need to move out the way. Agni, which is the red one, he'll do an attack where he sends out a jet wave of fire, and it'll follow you slowly, just along the way. But with Rudra, the blue one, he'll send out an area of effect wind attack, so you need to keep away from him. And the camera in this fight is awful. It's a great fight, and I love you guys. Love these guys. They're super cool as enemies, but overall, the camera in this fight just isn't the greatest. So you want to try and keep them both as close to low health as you can, so you can take them both out in one go. Otherwise, you can have a rough time dealing with one of them. If you are stuck fighting one of them with wielding both swords, you'll want to make sure you get stuck with Rudra, because his attacks can be dealt with pretty easily. whereas with Agni he's very, very aggressive. But you get your hands on Agni Rudra anyway, and my Royalguard's at level 2, that's what I want. And so we'll be switching up styles for the next part.